barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Before I start, I want to encourage everybody, eat 2 apples a day. You'll thank me later, all right? It's one of the few fruits that give energy slow and is high in fiber. Tank Davis. Obviously, it's going to make world news because of the episode he had this past weekend. And like I said earlier, with about 7 months ago, as it relates to Deontay Wilder and Tank Davis, he's young. He doesn't fully understand the magnitude of him, his earning power, and the potential that he has. Now, I'm not giving him an out, but I will say there's a difference between Adrian Broner making a mistake and Tank Davis making a mistake, especially when you come from impoverished. Now, before I go into him, I have to use me as an example. I had no understanding of what money was. I had no understanding of what success was on a big scale. You know, my first job, I was making $28,000 a year, and I was elated until my deferment stopped coming in. I had to pay Sally Mae, car payment, rent, you know, etc., etc., etc. Now, as we get into Tank Davis, this is probably, I don't know, the first time that Davis has had money. And so he doesn't understand the value of that money. And he's going to make a lot of mistakes along the way. But at the end of the day, someone in his circle has to hold him accountable. Some of his friends have to hold him accountable and stop being yes men. Just because you have more money than your friends doesn't make you the yes man. You know, what makes us great together is that you have a great attribute that I really don't have. I have a great attribute that you don't have. And we put that together, we make a great team. You know, and I just think Tank Davis is young enough where he can be grabbed by the collar and move forward. Now let's get into the street element. I don't care how much money you have, how tough you are, you can't outrun the streets. You're not tougher than the streets. He got into a fight with some dude outside the club, allegedly. It's not gonna work. It's gonna catch up with you. I got cousins who did 25 to life for 25 to life charges. I don't want to get into that in this video. You can't outrun him. You can't. If the richest man in the world at the time was a drug dealer from Colombia and they killed him at 40-something years old, what makes you think you're exempt? Pablo Escobar used to burn $1 million a night just to keep his kids warm. You guys seen that in Narcos. So you can't run from the streets. You can't run from your problems, you know. Personal accountability, I don't know when it kicks in for you, but I would say for me, I've always been personal accountability. I've always had that sense of personal accountability, but there's a moment in your life. I think I was like 32, 33. I remember the moment, 1,000%. I was in LA Fitness on Rosemead in Washington in the city of Pico Rivera. And my eyesight just went from here to here. And it was like 31, 32. Now, keep in mind, I'm not the guy that would go out and go to the club and get in fights and do that. I had a different type of reckless abandonment, okay? It wasn't like the things that you quite probably could get arrested for, you know, with some, you know, or maybe you could, I don't know. But Tank Davis is young enough where someone has to get a hold of him. And some may say Adrian Broner is wrong. There's an Adrian Broner effect, and Floyd Mayweather was right. Floyd Mayweather was telling him to get out of his hometown. You know, so many fighters leave town because they don't want to get distracted. You know, that's why many of them went down to Camp Cunningham. And I don't know, I don't have the answers per se. I have ideas, I have words of encouragement. You know, You guys see me on camera with Adrian Broner and Tank a lot, and you guys say they punking me and all this. Not really. It's just part of the show. So I'm giving you guys the show, but I am one of the few men on the other side of the camera that cares about their well-being to the point of asking tough questions to encourage them and inspire them to think about the decisions that they make. And me and Adrian Broner, see, you guys are seeing it in its 4th year. You guys don't remember the first year. You guys should have, if you think that shit is funny, you think he disrespected me now, you guys should have seen 3 years ago. Oh man, you guys be like, Fred's a sucker. Fred's, oh, he just punking the shit out of Fred. You know what I mean? Y'all, now it's like, it's part of the show now. I know y'all want to see it, right? So I make sure that if they're anywhere in my radius, that I put the camera on them and let y'all be a part of the show. You know, and Adrian Broner know my character, know my characteristics. We've hung out, not in a club type setting, but when the camera's off. You know, I've deleted. Adrian Broner will admit to this. I've deleted some footage because I didn't want to put it out there. You know, so at the end of the day, it's gonna take some TLC. I understand everything. Well, I haven't listened to no one's video yet, so I fully don't understand. I just read the article, so after I get done working out, I'll look at everyone's videos and I'll know more. But at the end of the day, there's 2 things. Tank Davis is young, and 2, Tank Davis, you can't outrun the streets. All right. One day I'm gonna put my cousins on there and stuff like that, so they can tell you stories. But when they're ready, in their time. But they're in New York, so we'll have to do that at a later date. But I think it's real imperative that we be honest and genuine with these guys, because Tank Davis ceiling is a pay-per-view megastar. The way he's knocking people out, I see it. I don't know if he probably sees it, but he's counting his eggs right now before they hatch. So, and to level up on this, there are people in our circle of influence, external circle of influence, that are going through the same thing. And we must hold ourselves accountable to be their beacon of light in darkness. Alright? And I know it's challenging. It's easier when you don't have a leg in the race, don't have a horse in the race. It's easier to point the finger at them. But we all got cousins. We all got friends. We all walk by that quote-unquote same nigga every day. Walking to the liquor store, walking to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Give them some words of encouragement. You know? Tank Davis is far too young for me to be rah, 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 rah right now. Will I hold him accountable? 1,000%. Do I think Floyd Mayweather had some truth? I agree. Floyd Mayweather said, get on the plane and bring your butt to Vegas and work out and train. I'll probably put you in one of my houses. I'll give you one of my Rolls Royces. You can do all that. You can be the same person you are in Baltimore without the problems of Baltimore. You know, Tank Davis needs to get in camp, or else the next camp will be a fat camp. All right? And we all know about fat camps. You understand what I'm saying? So the same tongue that's mad at Floyd Mayweather is the same tongue that must hold him accountable for being, I would say, 10 pounds overweight right now. He should be about 150. He looks about 160, but 150 is a competitive weight where you can burn that in a 8-week camp. So, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. What we got today? We got Jose Ramirez fighting tonight. I'm definitely interested in watching that fight. I want to see what he looks like. Talented boxer. He's a very talented boxer, and but I'm definitely excited to see what happens moving forward. So, you guys got to ask yourself: is there such thing as an Adrian Broner effect, and is there such thing as a Floyd Mayweather effect? You understand? Floyd Mayweather is a billionaire, and Adrian Broner talks about being a billionaire. There's a big difference, man. You know, we can't get our youth back, man. But let this be a lesson learned to everybody listening to this video. We got someone in our circle of influence that needs a word of encouragement today, right now. Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Peace. It won't cut off.